The Boston Celtics this year are scoring 49 points per game on just 3-point looks, which is the most across the league. And then on top of that, they're also one of the most efficient teams around the basket. But in Game 2, those numbers in the paint did take a pretty significant dip. And the biggest factor behind that was the presence of Evan Mobley. Now, standing at 7 feet with a 7-foot wingspan, Mobley is one of the best rim protectors across the NBA, where obviously his height and length allows him to extend up and completely eliminate any scoring or passing options. But this year, I think Evan has massively improved his strength and stability, being able to absorb contact from the offense to then keep his base and extend up to alter the shot. You'll see Jaylen Brown on this play catch with plenty of space to pick up a head of steam towards the basket. And as Brown jumps up and attacks Mobley's chest, Evan's able to keep his base and extend up to force the miss. And then on top of that paint presence, Mobley is also comfortable stepping out and guarding on the perimeter. Because Evan has so much size and length, he's able to give Boston scorers a cushion with the ball. Notice here how Mobley has both feet below the 3, but from this spot, he still has the reach to extend out and alter the shot. We can see the same thing here, where again, Mobley is sitting back below the 3, and as Tatum drops down into this combo, Evan's going to simply hop back and keep himself in front of the ball. And as Tatum elevates, Mobley has the length to extend out and bother the shot. When stepping up and defending on an island, Evan also has really good foot speed and mobility, being able to slide and keep his hips in front of the ball to then extend up and alter the shot. You'll see Tatum here attacking off this ball screen in semi-transition, and he's able to pick up a head of steam going at Mobley. But Evan from here has the balance and coordination to swivel his hips to then explode up and force Tatum into a miss. So overall, Mobley is a really dynamic and versatile defender, but during this game, I thought he had his biggest defensive impact playing around the basket. Throughout this matchup, Mobley's presence in the paint had this force field effect around the basket. Instead of challenging him at the rim, the Celtics were electing to settle for these extended out mid-range looks, or spray the ball out to the perimeter. On this play, Jason Tatum is isolating against Max Strus, and with Evan hovering right underneath the basket, the only shot Tatum can get to here is a tough fadeaway jumper. And this is where the Cavs really began to give Boston's offense some problems, because with Mobley hovering right around the basket, Cleveland's gap defenders don't have to slide down super deep to protect the paint, which allows them to effectively recover back out to the shooters once the ball gets sprayed out. Right here, you'll see Peyton Pritchard attacking Garland off the bounce. And again, with Mobley sitting in the paint, these off-ball defenders don't have to sink down and gap. And once the ball gets sprayed out, they're right in the shooter's face ready to contest. Watch Jrue Holiday on the wing here cut back door, but as soon as he catches, notice how Mobley is going to slide over and take the ball, while Mitchell switches over to Al Horford in the corner. And from this spot, Cleveland doesn't have one extra defender in the paint, and when the ball gets kicked out, it's another tough contested 3. So Mobley's presence in the lane was preventing Boston from collapsing the defense, and this led to them taking a bunch of contested 3s, and they missed their first 10 outside looks in the second half, which led to them being outscored by 24 points in the final 2 quarters. Now, in the short spurts when Evan wasn't playing, the Celtics were able to easily carve up the Cavs defense. I think it's pretty safe to say that Cleveland doesn't have the best point of attack defenders, and without any backline resistance in the paint, the Cavs defense is pretty exposed.
Those great interviews from the players, that's when you see how hard they're...
Now, when Mobley was on the court, Boston was trying to find ways to pull him out of the paint, which did and didn't work in some spots. You'll see him here matched up with Tatum, and because Jason is a really good shooter off the catch, Evan can't slide down and protect the paint, giving Brown the space to step into this finish. Now on this play, Boston is going to try to distract Mobley by running the screening action off the ball, which gives Holiday the space to isolate, but Evan still has the awareness to rotate down and contest this layup. So throughout this game, Evan showed that if you can keep the Celtics' efficiency at the rim down, that in return will bleed over and hurt the quality of their 3-point looks. And if Boston has a heavy shot diet of these tough contested threes, that's going to really hurt their offensive numbers. And we saw that in full effect in Game 2.
Brown.
Now in the second half, Boston also had some issues defending Mitchell and Garland in open space. The Cavs were spamming these pick and rolls in the middle of the floor over and over again, and both Mitchell and Garland were able to punish Boston for running drop coverage. And I think this may be another problem for the Celtics, because drop coverage may be the only option for guys like Al Horford and Xavier Tillman, because I'm not sure if they have the mobility to step up and defend elite guards at the level of the screen.
Mitchell spinning leg.
Cleveland also had some success matchup hunting. They were constantly targeting Sam Hauser and forcing him to guard Mitchell in open space, which is a pretty clear advantage for Donovan. Watch Mitchell here set this ghost screen for Max Strus, then quickly pop out towards the wing, and with the floor spaced out, Hauser has no chance of guarding Mitchell on an island. Now, in order to get Mitchell off the ball, the Celtics began throwing these aggressive double teams at him, but off the ball, the Cavs constantly have the floor spaced out with shooters. Plus, they have multiple players who are comfortable putting the ball down and attacking into open space. You'll see Mitchell here get the switch against Horford, and to take away this advantage, Tatum is going to jump towards the ball, but that then forces the Celtics in rotation, and Caris LeVert with the rock has plenty of skill to get to his spot and score. I also thought Jason Tatum in the second half didn't have his best defensive quarter. You'll see him here defending this Donovan Mitchell ball screen, and Tatum has both feet below the three, and Donovan is one of the best off the dribble 3-point shooters across the league, and there's no way Jason should be giving him this much space off the screen. On this play, he's going to switch out onto LeVert, and he gets completely blown by, then swipes down and gives Caris the and one. Now, I'm well aware that LeVert is a tough cover in isolation, but when Jason's locked in, I think he has the ability to be an elite perimeter defender, and the Celtics going forward need him to be able to switch and pick up these backcourt scores. Now overall, I still think the Celtics pretty clearly have the best team in the East, but at the same time, I think Cleveland's defense is showing some possible weaknesses in their offense. I think Evan Mobley's presence in the paint is really hurting the Celtics' efficiency at the rim, and that in return is also affecting the quality of Boston's three-point looks. And there's multiple teams in the West that have just as much, if not more, size than the Cavs do, and that size is both in the paint and on the perimeter. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and let me know in the comments how far you see the Celtics going. The Kids here.